All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Ranking of Kings, Episode 2.
Oh,
You did it, Boji. You did it.
Boji.
You just weaved and bobbed. Dex versus strength build. It can be done. And I feel weird saying that because I'm definitely not a Dex main at all.
Yeah. I was going to say.
You did real good.
But Domas looking on very, very incredulous because he looked at Daida's skills and was like, this is what we're looking for. This is what makes an actual king.
I wish I could train him.
Yeah. But then Boji comes up and is like, no, I'll fight him. And
I'll get your approval.
Makes it really quick and easy, too.
Yep.
Now, given who, their king is, they still might not recognize it as much.
Right. This is one step for Boji. He is not going to change his situation just from doing this.
Yeah.
But maybe some people will start to look at him different.
Yeah. And that'll be really cool because while Daida is, ambitious and has a lot of, passion and desire here, that's something where he is still the second prince.
Right.
So
Boji is the rightful heir. So now he just needs to prove himself.
Yeah.
And he's got Kage, who's a good friend now.
Well, Kage is more in the shadows, pun intended, right now. But, let's have them reunite and kind of set a groundwork for the way things will go in the future. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
But you just had to watch. This OP is such a vibe.
It's like a children's book came to life.
Yep. I'm so excited for them to just become fast friends. For Kage to go through all the tsundere stages of like, it's not like I care about you or anything, to like, I would die for this boy.
Right.
Oh, backstory?
Oh my god. This is so fucking dark.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah. Oh! The toxic forest. Oh, okay.
That was giving me some Kung Fu Panda 2 vibes with
Oh, jeez.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Crap. Oh. Holy shit.
Oh my god. He's looking back. Don't look back. Shit. Holy shit.
Cool, it's inside the stuffed animal. Wow, that girl saved his life.
Holy
Quick
shit.
thinking, girl. Oh. Okay, cool. So he was involved as well. Cool. Oh.
Well, okay.
Kage backstory? Oh, shit.
Showing him with the little toy is just, it's too much.
I love the way the little toys, wheels were like eyes for curved there, almost like it was showing a smile. Like the toy was his only happiness. Oh. He's gonna have to eat his toy.
This is cruel, show.
Yeah. Yep. Money is how it works.
Is he gonna sell his toy so he can buy food?
But the last thing from his mom?
Holy shit. And so that's what drives him to steal stuff?
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he gives it intentionally.
Why?
Why?
Why do you have to do this?
Someone is gonna use him.
Uh-huh.
Shitty food and
yeah, just literally
scraps
getting
from
scraps, yeah.
the table, yeah. You're gonna get stabbed in the night. Yeah.
That's a good point. Kage got a knife somehow.
Yep. Oh, Kageyama. Wow, yep, and the one.
Okay.
Please just kill this guy and go and just find an actual family, please.
Is it gonna be a reward for shadow people?
It's gonna be a reward for, yeah. Oh shit.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh, you can't help the body you were born with? Oh shit. Oh! And now they're coming for him, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. He's in the shadow up there, yeah.
Yeah, going after a shadow at night. Oh no.
He's back.
Because he doesn't know that he...
He's just a little kid.
And he still follows after him where he can't see.
Hiding in his shadow, yeah. Oh, yeah, get fucked.
Nice. Nice.
Oh no, and Kage's gonna be like, you can't die.
God.
This is cruel. And now we can pay for everything, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh, seeing a kid with a mom and stuff. And he grew more and more jaded over time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Someone who's small.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Small and weak, but still can fight back.
Oh.
Okay, so the fight's continuing.
Yeah, yeah. He's doing like fencing style. Yeah, yeah. His swipes are too wide. He has too much wind up. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Wow.
So does he have to actually disarm him?
Wow. It's... If this was actual weapons, he would
have killed him 30 times over.
Yeah.
That seems odd that those don't count as winning the duel.
What did he say? He has to block it.
He has to block, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now this is just going to turn into a beating.
Wow. I lost a lot of respect for you, Domas.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh shit, Kage, don't, no, don't! Don't, buddy! I know, but no! Oh, hell yeah!
All right.
Let's go! The spear guy, yeah. Yeah.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yep. Oh, shit. Wait.
What?
Whoa. He needs to get stronger in order to actually wield a sword. He's barely able to wield the stick.
Right.
So he's going to stay this size. He won't, he's done growing, yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh. Oh, he's trying to pick up the sword, see if he got stronger. Ow. Oh. This episode's just breaking my heart, man. Hey.
And he smiles. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. He's like, do you want anything?
Yeah.
I want to be friends with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. My heart.
I would like to report a war crime against my heart. Holy shit. You can't just, like, let up a little bit, show?
Yeah, you can't just give us a break, like a little bit?
I mean, I guess that is the break there, but, like...
Yeah, that's it. We can smile now. They're gonna be friends, and he's gonna help him out.
I hope I don't need to take another episode like that. I really hope that's, like, we got the tragic backstory done. We did it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get more of the, like we
optimistic, hopeful struggle, you know.
It's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be tough, easy. But I don't think they're gonna step on our heart that many times again. They're probably just gonna step on it harder once, you know. Like,
God.
You know, at a time, you know. God,
knowing that
fucking Kage had like a guts backstory,
Holy
basically.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, and the toy!
Alright.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
That was fucking emotional and beautiful and perfect.
I'm gonna need to rest after that.
So
Holy
me
shit.
too. But let's summarize this. Kage lost his family.
Yep.
His mother died trying to give him time to get away. She succeeded in that he was then picked up by the Countess Poise,
right?
A young child who didn't want to see another child get murdered.
Right.
So she let him hide in her stuffed animal, which is so cute and just perfect. But I loved that her caretaker as well was like, oh, I'm supporting her. He's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to subvert her, what have you. He's probably her servant or something like that, and was like, oh, yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what happened. But then the fact when Kage saw his
mom's
mother
body
on the spear and started screaming in agony and she cried with him, that's beautiful. That's peak, because there's so many things going on there. There's the idea that she's empathizing with him a little bit because she's matching his actual cry.
Right.
But also she's just trying to mask the fact that he's screaming right now.
On the surface, this episode is actually very straightforward.
It's actually very simple, yes.
It's very simple.
He meets a guy.
Yep. And
teaches him how to be a thief.
Right.
Yep.
The backstory stuff, okay.
Yep.
The details. To convey all the different complexities of the emotion and everything, holy shit, I adore them.
Yeah.
And I also hate them because that's what makes it hurt so much.
Right.
Like,
we literally were all Boji getting beat on by Daida once Domas gave him the order of, you have to trade blows, you have to exchange blows with him.
And see, it's yeah.
I don't want to trade blows with this show.
Right.
I don't want to.
I don't either. Yeah,
like too much.
That.
Okay.
So.
But let's keep going. Yeah. So he ends up getting the guy who never even really get the name of.
Nope.
Just some guy who wants to use him for his capacity for stealth and sneakiness and picking locks and stuff. Gotcha. That's where he ends up becoming who he is. Of course, then that guy betrays him.
Right.
And then
ends up getting killed by some other schmuck.
Yep.
And Kage has to say goodbye to his other parent again.
And because he doesn't know that this guy betrayed him, he still cared for him in that moment when he was dying. And the guy probably felt that little bit of care coming from this little shadow creature and cried.
Oh, yeah. Well,
probably thinking, oh, God, what have I done? You know?
One of the other things that probably my favorite detail from that guy specifically. There were a lot of details for, like, the holding the finger and the fact that he noticed.
Wait. He did.
He noticed.
He was asleep, though.
No. But there was a point where it shows him wake up and sort of, like, see it. He looks over the edge of the bed and he sees him holding the finger.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah, at the end, not here. It's later. It shows him like remembering, and
him remembering. Okay, so he didn't actually notice in the
like not necessarily the first time that it happened.
Right here.
He wakes up the next day and he looks down and he sees it. Now,
that was really cool.
That on its own, wonderful. But I would posit to you that that's not the only time that would have happened.
No.
Because, like...
He was with him for quite a while.
He was with him for quite a while. And if that were to keep happening when he knows that's something that happens, that's something where he is allowing Kage to then get some emotional need met, because it comes at very little cost to himself. Is the guy still a selfish, asshole, awful person who used him?
Yes.
Absolutely. But the thing is that little bit of emotional connection that was able to be there is why the situation gets so tough. Because if it was something where Kage wasn't able to get any of that, it probably would have been a lot easier for him. But he was able to get some of his emotional needs met, even though there was a whole bunch of other shit that he absolutely shouldn't have had to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And it still, wasn't enough from the other guy in the end, right? He still betrayed him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, so that's just additional pain to the situation.
Yeah. Then we see him learning how to adapt into this society,
and how he gets jaded,
and how his eye slowly narrows and narrows as he becomes more and more callous towards society. But then he meets Boji, and all that emotion comes flooding back into him because he recognizes in himself the same small, defenseless little one that found a way to adapt to society, but then society says, no, you're cheating. You're not allowed to, be yourself, but not like that. Yeah. And then, you can't help the body that you were born with.
This made me feel so many things for different characters, not just Kage. Kage's the obvious one. Boji, yes, of course. But freaking Domas, this is for you.
Yeah.
I understand some of the elements that he is like, Boji's in a unfortunate situation. There are things that he is not able to do.
And he's expected to do.
And he's expected to do, right? Domas is not responsible for the fact that the society will see the stuff that he does as being a cowardly way of fighting.
Except Appius disagrees.
Because
which means there's some measure of freedom that he does have here. That he does not have to do this all the time. Appius stepped up and was like, no, you could have stopped this off of the first or second hit.
Right.
But you chose to let it keep going.
Because when it comes right down to it, Domas admitted in the previous episode to himself, I really wish I was teaching Daida.
Yep.
And even Daida's teacher, Bebin, is like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, that's cruel. Because even if he had just said, like, hey, I want you to practice trying to block his blows. That's something that is like...
That's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Even if it's something that he's not capable of doing, learning and knowing that you can't do that and trying to do it and like that's still good. Don't just take the easy route. That can be the mark of a great teacher, right? To try and push your student, right? But he didn't just say that. He said... That's not
the swordship of a king.
That is not the swordship of a king.
Yeah, swordsmanship.
You are not just telling him to do something different. You're berating the thing that he's good at, the way in which he's making progress.
Yep.
That is like the ultimate thing that you don't want to do as a teacher, because you want to be able to find the way in which they can succeed.
What you should have done, and this makes so much sense if you think about it a little, Daida, but it shows you actually are just selfish. Is that
Domas?
Sorry, Domas. Yeah. Keep getting those names wrong. It's fucking D names. Is tell him just to hit him harder. Tell him that you have to basically hit him hard enough to where it's actually going to be something that would hurt him.
Right.
And I will say that accomplishes the exact same result. It's just the thing of where, in order for you to hit him harder, you're going to have to basically say, we're going to have to give you a heavier stick. So that at the very least you're getting closer to a sword, which would be a slight disadvantage in that, then Daida, should have a heavier stick as well. And I agree. I think actually in some ways there should be a little bit more potential for them to have to actually try harder to be able to make a hit while dodging. Because if you're dodging that much, your feet aren't going to be as planted, which means you
less force on the blows.
You won't have as much force on the blows.
Yeah.
But still.
Putting aside the whole idea that, in this swordsmanship duel, the force in which they're hitting their opponent is part of the
It does matter
duel.
if they're wearing armor. It does matter if they're wearing armor.
But from the standpoint of, for a practice bout,
yes.
It's like, wait, what?
Right. It's the kind
you
of...
put your sword through someone's eye, it doesn't matter how hard you really...
Well, that's my point,
them.
Is that when they're wearing armor, they won't be able to put... Boji's hits will do nothing.
Well, and also it's the whole thing of, even if the society is not accepting of it at some point, there's a reason that the meta shifted away from heavy armor and towards...
It doesn't matter. That's not where they're at right now. Also, two other things here that I find to be rather silly. We know that the kings are ranked on, individual things, right? None of those are necessarily incumbent upon the king being the one that is actually the most physically strong. It was one that was about the ability to protect, I believe, others. But so he doesn't have to be the one that does all of that.
But even if it is something about him being able to fight, the society is not going to be able to make the leap that maybe you can fight in different ways. So, okay. But there was a lot more bite to the things that you were saying, Domas, that did not have anything to do with Boji actually learning or improving.
Getting better, yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm so impressed that they're using this as a way to characterize one of the big four that is not Domas here.
Right.
Through Appius jumping in, but also Bebin's commentary, given that he is the trainer for Daida.
Well, and
that was just really cool.
And the things that he does involves more daggers and snakes and things like that. Stuff that doesn't involve regular weapons. Okay,
what
yes.
Do you know?
Maybe Boji can't use a short sword.
Maybe they should swap trainers.
But maybe they should swap trainers, or just, hey, what if Boji used a dagger? because like a short sword for him is still a big ass sword because he's a little guy, right? You know, but if a regular person could use a short sword in certain circumstances, wouldn't it make sense that a really small person might use a dagger
or
you know?
dual wield daggers?
Yeah, Boji. If Boji ended up getting taught by Bebin, I feel like he would be fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Like he would lay waste to people because it's just, hey, you can't hit me in.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm gonna be your ankle biter.
Right.
I'm going to
I'll take you
down,
apart. Yeah.
And then once you've realized that your sword doesn't guard well against something coming at your ankles and your knees, and then your hamstrings are cut and you're kneeling on the ground in your heavy armor,
right.
I jump on your back and go for your neck and you're dead.
Right.
It's over.
Yep.
It's really funny how, in a lot of ways, what they're setting up right here is something that I very much understand that it's important that they do this, is that a king is not actually important as what they are as a person, but what they are as a symbol.
Sure.
They're a symbol for their kingdom and for the people that they are meant to both rule and serve. So if Boji doesn't fit the trappings of what a usual king is, given that the kingdom of Bo
was formed by hulking, barbarian
massive,
dude with big,
Conan the Barbarian style,
big
beating
club
a bunch
and
of
big
orcs.
axe. Yeah, exactly.
It makes sense why this society formed this way,
right?
But it also feels like the kind of thing where they're setting up a very real potential political coup situation if Boji does not get named the king very soon, because there's a lot of people, and now that there's a being in the mirror talking to Daida,
okay,
who knows who that is, but also one of the things I really like about it is it doesn't necessarily have to be a new character. It could be someone we already know, just using a way to manipulate this situation to talk to Daida. Talk to Daida.
Speaking of Daida, one of the things, the thing that also made me really appreciate Bebin this episode is not just the things that he was saying when he was like, "Oh, Domas, you shouldn't have done that," right? Or that was rough, you know.
Yeah.
Is when Daida is coming in and he's doing all the justification and like the I don't actually have any faults, right? It just went as expected. You know, I made sure he'll never recover from that. All of those things. Bebin like doesn't say a thing. Like, you know, he's like,
he answers his question.
He answers his question honestly if he said that is not the swordsmanship of the king. But like the way he's looking at Daida, it almost feels like he's being like, "Oh, I thought you were better than this." Like Daida as a person has been shown to be very ambitious and tenacious, right?
Yeah.
Because he has to, because even though I'm this good and everything,
I'm probably going to get overlooked because I'm the second son.
Because I'm the second son, right?
Yeah.
So you know, I'm sure the second swordsman or the second, what were the names?
What are you talking about? The Big Four?
Yeah, right, exactly. He's not the actual swordsmaster, right?
No.
But he's being the, trainer, right, for Daida. I could see there being some resonance with that.
Some resentment that he has for Bebin being not the greatest of the Big Four, you know?
Right,
He has to
exactly.
be second best, you know?
Yep. And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, that kid manhandled you right up until, he had to fight you. He was told to fight you head on, right?
Right.
Like the fact that I told you what Domas said, that should worry you. Because if he hadn't said that, it would have continued.
But
you would not have beaten him.
But that's the thing, is that he doesn't care. He needs to have everything in his corner. Otherwise, he doesn't have a chance against Boji politically.
Right.
So that's why he's like, no, I this is competitive. I don't care about, the way I win. I need to win so that I can be king. So there we are. And then fucking Kage just being like, hey, buddy, Boji. And Boji tried to pick up the sword and crying, and his voice acting is so good. And then just the way he's like, no matter what anyone else says, I think your style is just fine as it is. And he's already like, hey, do you want to take some clothes or some treasure, some things from my place or what have you? And he's like, no, I'm not taking anything from you anymore. Anything. I want to serve you. I want to give to you. And this is what makes a good king here. He was already a symbol for his first one here. The fact that he's showing what it means to be an inspiration to people while he was showing the talent of being able to dodge. Because like you said, he has really good eyes. And I like that they're using that as a way to talk about the way in which his deafness is something that is probably accenting some of his other senses because in a very similar way to characters like Toph or Daredevil from other stories. Yeah. I love that. I love that.
Because like that makes sense. If you have to read lips and like be very paying close attention to people's intent, right?
Close attention,
yeah. Then of course that could translate into situations where like, oh, I know exactly how this guy's going to swing. You know?
Yeah, the idea that when someone breathes in really quickly to do the setup for a strike or what have you, you then know, okay, it's coming, but where is it going to come? Then you look at their arms, their elbows, their everything, their body, and you're like, oh, it's coming from the top right down to the left. Okay, cool. So I'll sidestep to the left a little bit. Woof, it just comes in. And you're like, okay. And that aspect of not even really like looking at the weapon, but more looking at the person. Shows the opposite character quality that all the people were kind of chastising Boji kind of from their peanut gallery aspect of saying that it's a cowardly fighting style. Is in some ways actually it's exceptionally brave because if he dodges and doesn't stop or redirect the force of this blow in any way, it's in some ways saying that if my instincts or what have you are not correct here, I will take the full force of the blow.
Oh, yeah. Like, if you're dealing with actual weapons, it's like, no, that... Now, granted, he's not good at blocking. So, even if he is trying to block, he's still going to get hit. But, like, you're wearing all the risk, like, right on you, right there.
It's actually really funny because one of the things that I would assume would be the most important about a king is them not dying on the battlefield.
Having good judgment. Yeah.
Well, not just good judgment, but if let's say a battlefield is lost, your king is under threat of dying. One of the things that the army will do is they'll throw all the guards and everything to make sure, get the king out of there at the very least, right?
Right.
Well, if they're all going to just die being essentially blocking, the blows that would have been meant for the king, what if the king is just someone that, like, doesn't need to be, worried about because they'll dodge all the blows coming in at them.
Yeah, well, and I know. I absolutely buy the peanut gallery because they're people that are,
it's the court of public opinion.
Court of public opinion, and they're probably people who don't actually know how to like fight properly, right?
Oh, I think in some ways that's probably the part that's the most frustrating is that we see every perspective. So we see the soldier who's like, "Oh my god,
yeah,
that was amazing."
Yeah,
and then we see the political people who are more like, "Oh, that was so cowardly."
Right.
And then we also see Bebin, we see Domas, who are like. They have their own kind of different looks at it. We see Appius do something that might have even been considered a bit, not seditious, but a bit overstepping his bounds.
Right, because that was a real weapon that he
threw very close to princes. I just want to bring that up.
Yes,
it's something that we are now a little bit more aware of how much influence the Big Four have. They're kind of like the king's limbs, if you will.
Right.
Like they
feel very Kingsguard from like Game of Thrones.
The two arms and the two legs, they're basically the appendages of the king. The king is the heart and the head,
Yeah.
But they form the five-pointed, kind of, star, if you will, of this, of this group here. And the fact that they can disagree with each other while also acknowledging, Appius, I know what you're saying. Right. I know what you're saying. And yet they don't come to blows.
Nope.
There's very little words spoken between them. In fact, Appius didn't speak at all, which might be a little bit of a hint there that he also has something that is holding him back a little bit, like Boji.
Yeah, if he had some other disability, like maybe he's not deaf, but he's mute. Like
possibly.
that would be just really cool because like. I have two different people now among the Big Four that I want to teach Boji rather than Domas.
Yeah, and then we also have another one that's just kind of sitting there in the wings who, we didn't really get to, have much really within this episode. But, okay, all right. fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. Let's have them be in the same
episode.
Let's have them be in the same team right here. Kage in his corner.
Yep.
And just being like, yeah, buddy, I'm looking out for you. I got you. And the idea that Boji, because he's such an underdog in this story, we want to see him succeed in every way possible.
Yep.
But we also don't really know him as well as we do Kage.
Yeah.
We would love.
That's true.
Like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna speak for you. I would love, personally, to have a little bit more of showing how Boji would ask for Kage's help. Like, what are the kinds of things that he would request or tell of Kage, basically? Because I don't know how Kage would help him. I don't know. It doesn't. There's not really any obvious things in my mind as to here's the kind of things that he would be able to do without jeopardizing his own position within this palace here. Considering the fact that Bebin drove him out basically with weapons and snakes, you know.
Yep.
So that's its own thing there. But
yes. I'm very curious to see how the interactions between Kage and Boji go moving forward, because this interaction that they got here, really good interaction, dominated by the fact of what had happened and what was going on. Yeah. So I would love to see some of their just regular hangout times from like after this, you know, just to sort of get that baseline.
I agree.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.